The Perry woman getting a new trial in a murder case appeared in court today seeking a change of venue. 42-year-old Kaylee Brackett was sentenced to 55 years in prison in 2024 for the murder of 43-year-old Kim Neptune of Pleasant Point in 2022. Brackett appealed her conviction, arguing that key evidence used against her was unreliable, and Maine's highest court agreed, throwing out her conviction and ordering a new trial. Today, Brackett's attorney argued that a jury from Washington County would have presumed prejudice due to the previous media coverage of the case. They referenced an affidavit that was falsely reported on and articles that made reference to Brackett confessing to the crime that was also false. The state argued the reports reference were done earlier enough before the trial date that it would not affect the jury.
And pretrial publicity is presumed where there's immediacy and intensity or the invidiousness sufficient to arouse general ill will and vindictiveness against the accused at the time of jury selection. In this case, the level of ill will and vindictiveness against Kaylee by members of the potential jury pool in Washington County is frankly over the top.
All the invidiousness, all these terrible comments on these posts were made in February 2026, again, a full year before jury selection in this upcoming trial. And none of Ms. Brackett's exhibits provide any information to conclude that these commentators on these posts are residents of Washington County or even of the state of Maine.
Brackett's attorney proposed either Penobscot or Cumberland counties due to their distance from Washington County and larger populations. The judge took the arguments under advisement and will issue a written response next week.